Hey, check this out. Can you guess what kind of factory I'm running? And no, I'm not running the video backwards. Items are being pulled straight out of the chest without the use of filters. So how am I doing it? Here it is. Retrievers pulling material with the use of retriever-laters into an ender chest. I'm using the ender chest as a location where majority of the manufacturing is being done. So if I open it up, you see we've got raw materials coming in through the retrievulator, and then we also have intermediates with rubber and coal dust. We also have more advanced things like RE batteries, electronic circuits. We even have transformers coming through. Same chest. The inventory is being managed through the use of filters and retrievators. It's all broken down into stations. Here's the first station. We've got an ender chest here. 3 filters, and these filters are pulling out coal for the macerator. It's pulling out rubber for the extractors. It's also pulling out iron for the furnace. Once the iron comes through the filters, a portion of it's pulled out and sent to an auto crafting table, which creates machine blocks. So this chest is storing fine iron and machine blocks. This chest is storing the rubber, and then the last chest is storing the macerated coal dust. Retriever and retriever pull in when necessary when the ender chest is low from these 3 chests. The bulk of that is being used by this ender chest. This station, as you can see, is producing a couple things, producing copper cables, producing circuits, also producing batteries and generators. All these fly into the chest and get pulled out other places. The batteries, copper cables, all get used locally either for the circuit or the generator. Third station is down here. This is producing the transformers. Doesn't produce quite as quickly as the other stations because the transformers are not used as heavily. There's going to be producing 1 low voltage transformer every 2 seconds, and then 1 medium every 512 seconds. I'm sorry, 1 medium every 128 seconds, and then 1 high voltage one every 512 seconds. My timers aren't very great. This is still my first attempt of building a factory based around an ender chest. And then the last station is producing the panels. The last ender chest. This crafting table is making the basic solar panel. Input's being pulled out into this one, where it's pulling out low voltage transformers and then receiving the solar panels from the other crafting table. So pretty much as quick as the low voltage comes into the under chest, it's being pulled out, because it's being put in at the same rate. The output of this chest comes out and into the second chest, which is producing the medium, and then the output of the medium comes out and it comes in to the last chest, which is producing the high voltage. Output of this last chest comes out and lands in here. Produces one high voltage every 8 minutes right now because I'm overproducing. No. Produces one high voltage every 17 minutes or so. I'm slightly overproducing the high voltage transformer because it could be used to manage multiple panels. So that's it. I've got raw material coming from above, intermediate material being macerated, extracted, and cooked. Then I'm crafting here some basic necessities for the solar panel. Below I'm making the transformers, and then the transformers and the solar panel are assembled here from basic, low, medium, and high voltage. Still want to work on getting some of the unnecessary things out and working on timers and attempting to pull the stations together closer so they don't waste as much space. Work on a single timer with delays and everything. Right now I'm stuck using lots and lots of timers. Timers there, there, there. The timer back there. There's 3 timers in here. And then there's 1 timer outdoors. That's pretty much it. I am making, because of a slight timer issue, I am over making copper cables. I attempted to deal with that issue by putting in a chest in between the output of the crafting table. Here's where we're making, oops, that's where we were making, hold on. Where we were making copper cables. That's okay though, because I have an overage of copper cables in a chest above. Okay, that's fixed. Okay, and you see we've got more copper cables than we're able to use. I am using the chest as a buffer and then trying to manage the overage, but I can't quite manage the overage because the timings, I don't want to create one of these copper cable tables for every use of copper cable. So I need 12 for the circuits, and then I need 1 extra for the RE battery, and I believe I need 1 for a transformer, so it gives me an odd number of, an odd usage of copper cables. So I'm having an issue with the timing on that. I'm attempting to deal with it with the use of the filter in the chest and pulling out stacks that get too large and just, I don't know, probably disposing it by shoving it into a pool of lava or something. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with it. But it doesn't back up very quickly. And let's just sit here and watch the chest run. The hardest thing probably to manage right now, like I said, is the copper cable, but everything else is pretty easy to deal with. I'm keeping a buffer MV transformers to make sure that I have one available for the production of the HV transformers. I am I'm adding 32 to 64 when the raw materials hit 32 or below. I'm adding more in. Same with this one. The reason I'm using 2 retribulators is because the inventory is bigger than one can deal with. So I had to split them up a bit. And of course these are just full of RM furnaces. But you could fit it red matter or dark matter, diamonds, whichever you're producing from your EMC farm, into the bottom of the chest and keep plenty of EMC in the chest. But I've produced quite a few panels and I haven't had to come in here and adjust the level of furnaces. I've produced quite a few panels. Where are my panels here? 17 panels there at 17 minutes a piece. Plus I've thrown a couple away early on as I was building this part of the factory. Didn't necessarily think I needed to hold on to them since it was just creative mode. Attempt to prove concept. But it's been very light on EMC and easy to manage. Just managing these chests. I haven't even had to come here since I put this together. So that's it. That's my little factory with ender chest at its core. Go ahead and attempt to use the idea, tweak the timers a bit, and let me know what you think.